Springfield, Emissary 9. Emissary, I always forget it's Emissary. Yeah, I should probably learn how to read. Anyway, interestingly enough, Peter decided to give his unsolicited opinion. As soon as I brought this gun out, he's like, I don't really like the way that gun looks. And I'm like, that's funny, because I specifically asked for this gun because I actually love the way this gun looks. So right now, me and Peter are competing. Not competing, but you know, we're disagreeing right now. We're having a tactical disagreement. He's not a fan of how it looks. I love how it looks. Put it in the comments. In the comments, do you like the way this looks or do you not like the way it looks? Let us know. I personally think I'm gonna win, but it is neither here nor there. Anyway, so this is a 1911 chambered in 9mm with a 4.25 inch barrel, I believe. And I like this thing. I like it a lot. Like I said, I like the way it looks. I'm a big fan of 1911s and 9mm. The biggest drawback though is that the round capacity is always pretty lacking. I think this is what, 9 rounds, 9mm. But, and then you could double it and make it, what, 20 rounds if you really wanted to, but then that'd be a 2011. So I like this gun a lot. Now, as far as the features on this gun, which one of the features I really enjoy is this trigger guard here. A lot of the trigger guards are kind of round, and I'm always like, why not, considering the lines on a 1911, which are straight right angle lines for the most part, give us a trigger guard that kind of is square instead of round. And they did it on this one, and I love it. And I love the trigger on this as well, except for, I do wish it was skeletonized, but I'm kind of nitpicking at this point. And speaking of the trigger is actually really good. This gun isn't completely ambidextrous. You have the safety on the left, no safety on the other side. But by and large, this is your standard Gardner variety 1911 chambered in 9mm, but except it looks a little different in terms of the color pattern, right? You got these scaled grips texturing on this grip right here, which a lot of people call it like the grenade texture. From what I've seen, I personally think it reminds me more of like a reptile skin. That's just kind of me. I like them though, because they're really aggressive and I can get a really good purchase on this gun. Not that I really need it because, like, again, this is 1911, 4.25 inch barrel, shooting 9mm. This gun doesn't really recoil that much. And it's noticeable on this. It just shoots really well. It's like, I'll show you. Like, watch. It doesn't really recoil, which makes this gun incredibly fun and satisfying to shoot. Combine it with the trigger and how this trigger is very smooth. You'll see here, it's like that's your take up right there on the trigger, right there. And then it breaks. And then here's your reset. So reset is really short. And that combined with the grip of the gun, combined with the weight of the gun, combined with the way this thing handles the recoil of the gun, it just makes for a really excellent shooting experience. Now, the problem, again, is the capacity. It's a type of gun that makes you want to keep shooting. And when me and Peter were out here shooting the B-roll shots for this video, I just wanted to keep shooting and we had to keep stopping and reloading because 1, I only had 1 mag. 2, there's only 9 rounds in it. So you couldn't really do that much shooting, which just sucks because rapid fire, like doing a mag dump with this gun, is nuts. This gun is fast. It's so fast. Before you finish watching this video, I want to take the time to thank today's sponsor, Gunspot. Gunspot is the newest website improving the 2A listing and auction space, as well as giving the 2A community a blog space to view 2A content. And I just want to say thank you, Gunspot, for supporting the channel. But again, I mean, you can only shoot it as much as the ammo is in the gun, and it's 9 rounds. I do like the slide also. If you look at here, the slide, I like the slide visually. You could argue functionally, it ain't that great from the standpoint of the serrations up front. If I'm gonna press check from the front of the gun here, it's not really giving me much to bite onto. However, visually I like it. So some people don't press check, so it doesn't matter to them. Some people are habitual press checkers, and it's gonna be a problem. But by and large, this gun has a nice hefty weight to it. But then another aspect of the shooting experience with this gun are the sights. The sights on this gun are this like U-notch in the rear that from my eyes, they work incredibly well at picking them up, especially with this bright luminescent green front sight that's a night sight also. My eyes pick them up beautifully, and I love it because I find it easier to line up my sights with this U-notch than I do with the square box. And I think that's subjective. I think some people, naturally, their brains and their eyes work better with a square out notch and lining that up versus, actually, when you think about it, it makes sense, kind of. Because if I'm looking at the front sight and the front sight is circle, and I'm trying to align it with the rear sight, which is square, doesn't really, shut up, Collins. Either way, shooting this gun sight-wise is incredible. The green really pops. This U, I love this U. It's just so clean and it just sits so naturally in there. And it just makes the shooting experience of this gun incredibly satisfying. That's the word of the day for this gun. Some guns are fun. Some guns are really cool. Some guns are just exciting. Shooting this is really satisfying. It's really, really satisfying. And so from that perspective, you just kind of want to come out here, especially on a nice day like this, with a gun like this, and you just kind of want to mosey along and just kind of pop targets. Just kind of waddle around, and then you run out of ammo because there's only 9 rounds. That's the problem with 1911s in 9mm if they're single stacked. You just have to deal with how low the capacity is. Other than that, this gun is, you really honestly have to appreciate 1911s to the degree that I do, to look at this gun and say, hey, I want that gun. Because I know a couple of people, it's like down the middle. Some people see this and go, that gun's awesome, I want it and I need it. Then there's some people that are like, eh. However, I think the people who are like, got it. They haven't. Because they actually shot this gun, like actually shot it, not just 1 mag, 2, 3 mags. I guarantee you they'd start to change their position. Because like I keep saying, this gun is so satisfying to shoot. It's just satisfying. It just is. And so for a lot of people who are kind of like, oh, I don't know, it's just a 1911, let's aim it in 9. You're right. And the only reason you're saying that is because the capacity is so low. That's the only reason people don't like these types of setups on these guns, because the capacity is so low. Because from a shooting and ergonomic standpoint, the gun's awesome. It's amazing. It literally, this grip texture here bites in. See, this actually reminds me now of like those really knobby tires on those dirt bikes. That's what this reminds me of right here. But it works great. It grips. Even like if my palms were sweating, wouldn't have any problems. Again, racking the slide, this rear works here. Yeah, could probably do better. But by and large, the gun just points naturally, feels great in the hand, and then it just recoils so beautifully and satisfying. So, I don't regret asking for this gun. I don't. And thank you, Springfield, for sending it, because I love her. I really, really, really do. Peter's like, okay, whatever. I don't really care for it. But nobody asked you, Peter. I don't know why you think your opinion even matters. Hey, as a matter of fact, you want me to hold the camera? You want me to hold the camera? And you want to come on the side and you want to do the gun review, Peter? Is that what you want to do? Because I mean, you can if you want. Here, take the gun, Peter. Peter, take the gun. Take the gun, Peter. Come here. Come here. Don't run away from Jesus. Right now, there's a culture war against the Second Amendment, which is why I need your help spreading our message to counter their message. You can help do this by leaving a comment, sharing this video, and click the bell and subscribe button. Let my voice be your voice and let them know you want to keep America tactical, because the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed wasn't a suggestion, it was a directive. Also, if you're wondering where to purchase your AR-15s are essential, I will not comply. I am the militia, the new Draco design, and your state-specific Keep America Tactical shirt. Click the link under the Keep America Tactical in the description section of this video. Or if you're watching this on mobile, tap the small triangle on the lower right-hand side of this video and click the link in the description.